I mean, with me, things happen. You know, you just gotta keep pushing forward, keep adapting, and you know, I feel like everything gonna be cool. That's what we practice for. You know, that's what we prepare for.
The guys talk about the way you coach up that wide receiver room. What was your message to CeeDee Lamb after some of those drops? You might prefer he said he did a good job of moving on from them, but what was your message to CeeDee?
I mean, I just told him, you know, the game it was after the touchdown, so he had some drops, and then he scored, and he was like, why is something bad gotta always happen first? I was just like, yo, the game got a way of humbling you. He was like, yo, that's like the realest thing you ever told me. And it's just how it is sometimes, man. It just reminds you to concentrate on the small details.
He told me he don't like making you mad.
Huh?
He said he doesn't like making you mad. You'll get on it.
What you mean by that? That's what he said?
Yes.
Oh, I would have to get some clarification on that.
He said yesterday he doesn't like making you mad, and because you're a great big brother, great teammate.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to make you mad because you'll get on him and let him know. You know, you're short in your routes, how you run, whatever else. He doesn't want to make you mad.
I guess. I mean, I don't really know what he exactly referring to on that one, so I gotta ask him about that. I don't know what
my co-host on one of my shows, Bobby Bell, did an interview with one of the scouts who scouted you in high school and talked about how you used to coach up your high school practices. And now we're seeing you kind of coach up these guys, that route runner. Why is it important for you to be such a technician and also share some of that and those experiences with others?
I think it would just be a disservice to my teammates who are doing the same job that I'm doing to consistently see them like running a route that may not be the best way to run it and not say anything. So.
How much tape do you study? I think we talked, was it 2 years ago? You've been playing this game since you were a kid. Always wide receiver, always that position. Where does that love and passion for this game and specifically running routes and wide receiver extend? What does it look like away from this facility? Are you like a true student of the game?
Going back to just where I grew up at, you know, everybody knows about that. South Florida is like a hotbed for like football. So in the specific neighborhood that I grew up in, it was just so big. Like I had to start playing football. Like I really started playing at my after school program. That was the thing. Like you try to finish your homework as fast as possible so you could go play football, and it just kind of sprung up from there. And then that's where I became like a technician, because everybody was so good, you know. So you had to focus on the small details of your route running, because everybody played receiver. I don't know if you know, like, but when you playing like football in an unorganized manner, you have a quarterback, and everybody else is that receiver. And our counselor at the after school program, he was the quarterback. He only gonna throw it to you if you open. So if you go back to him and you be like, man, why you ain't throwing me the ball? He gonna be like, you ain't getting open. So like, you just had to. I used to always be one of those kids who used to go to him and like, man, I want the ball. He's like, you gotta get open. So I just started finding ways to get open.
Last week you named Keenan Allen on your list of top route runners in the league. What do you admire about his game?
Man, he know how to get open. He know how to get open. He's real creative in his route running. Yeah, I mean, you can learn a lot from watching his film, so I respect it.
You can see they both had over 100 yards, Jack had over 400 yards. Just the tip of the aspect of this offense going forward. How much more exposure can y'all be?
I think the sky's the limit. I really do. I know I left some plays out there. Like you said, CeeDee said he left some plays out there, and I'm sure if you talk to Dak, he'll say the same thing. So I think we could be a whole lot better, to be honest.
Yeah.
What did it mean to be a part of that opening drive? Dak coming back from injury and getting the ball to you.
Yeah, it didn't mean much at first, but when I look back at it, knowing that was really his first throw coming back, and then I kind of saw the replay, because you don't really notice the small things sometimes when you actually in the game. But when I saw the replay, I could see it in his eyes that first completion on the first play, it just meant a lot to him. It kind of gave him the momentum that he needed to like play the way he played. So yeah.
But you guys at the point now where you've had issues health over the last 2 years, and you have to say, you know what, we got to move on because of what else is going on around us. But everybody else has problems too. You guys got to.
Yeah, I mean, that's why you build a team. I mean, it's above my pay grade, but that's why you build a team the way you build it. You know, the depth. You choose all these players, every single player that makes the final cut. You choose them for a reason, and that's why we have depth. That's why we have these guys, and they're gonna fill in and get the job done.
You feel offensively that defensively they got some issues health-wise. How do you manage that? We can't feel like we have to score 80 points or whatever it is to win a game because the defense has got some liability. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but like in the games, the offense and the defense, we think independently of each other. Like we don't really worry about what they're doing. They don't really worry about what we're doing because whatever happens on the defense side of the ball is not gonna make us play any better or worse. Like we just have to go out there and do our job. Like their job is completely independent from our job, so we don't even really worry about it.
Amari, just a couple minutes ago when you were talking about Keenan, you talked about being a creative route runner. And so for those of us who have never done it, we think route running is being a very precise thing. So I know this is hard to answer in a
It's not hard. I get what you're saying.
But you know, I mean, look for sound bites, but I mean, I think you really want. How do you be creative in a route that is supposed to be precise or in a specific?
Yeah. I mean, so you got the lines, right? So a comeback looks like a comeback, a slant looks like a slant. But you also have variations in every route. The lines that you see on the actual playbook, it's just a guideline. So this is what a slant looks like. This is what an out looks like. This is what a go looks like. But to actually get out there in front of a defender, it's kind of like sometimes it all goes out the window. It's like the difference between, I don't know how to explain. It's like the difference between like going to school and studying something and actually doing the real job. It's like you see the differences of the experience, what you learned in school, and actually doing it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, or like improvisational once you're out there. And
Not so much. Like sometimes you can improv a little bit, but it still has to go together. Like I can run a slant is a 3-step route. Like I can play with it a little bit, but it still has to time up with the quarterback.
But if the guy's trying to undercut you or something, or you know, you gotta improv off that or react off it.
Yeah, I mean.
Or you're trying to make him react to you.
No, I'm trying to make him think I'm running anything other than a slant. So if I'm running a slant, I need him to think I'm running something that's going that way instead of this way, basically.
Is it a balance between inserting creativity into your routes with being efficient, decisive, so that the timing can be on track with the quarterback?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Like, you can basically, like with any given route, you can basically do anything you want to. It just has to time up, and you have to get open. Like, you have to be right. You know what I'm saying? You can't do something that doesn't look like the route, and then it doesn't work, because that's when you get cursed out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, you just have. That's why you have to know, like on certain routes, the quarterback's drop, because his drop is different. Like sometimes you have a one-step drop, 3-step, 5-step. Sometimes it's a play action. You have to like know these things so that you can time up your route in the right way. And then also like on certain routes, like you have a specific place you have to be. Like for example, on a dig, the quarterback isn't supposed to even throw it past the hash. You know, so if you try to construct a route to where you're diving down and getting past the hash, it's just not good time, and you're not in the right place. So all those things you have to be aware of. Yeah.
It's almost like being a dancer in a sense. You need your footwork, and you have your rhythm. And you say, I don't know if you took dance as a kid or.
Nah.
People talk about your footwork. Getting into routes and that kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's a good point you make. Because with dance, you have to have a lot of rhythm. You know, on your releases, you have to have that rhythm. You know what I mean? On your routes, you have to have rhythm, timing. So yeah, there are a lot of similarities here.